Welcome everybody to another episode of the Kick and Make Up Show. I'm your host, the American Hybrid. With me as always, Jeremy JD Dorsey.
Yes, on opposite sides this time.
Right.
It feels weird.
It's all right, man. I think keep it fresh.
Yeah, keep it fresh. Have to do the lighting because kind of ebony and ivory going on right
Cue
now.
the music. Except we don't have anybody to cue our music, so nope. Anyway, this is the Kick and Make Up Show. As you can see, we're boasting with excitement, brewing.
Big time, man.
This is our 15th episode. We are here to promote, we're here to do our show, obviously. But first, we're going to promote our event coming up on Saturday here at Roosters Sports Bar and Grill in Rock Island. So a special thank you to Laura and everybody here for letting us come today to do the show, and for Saturday for our first annual Kick and Make Up Year Ends Awards Show / UFC on Fox 9 viewing party / Happy Birthday to Me party, which is today. But that's just on the side. We're just sneaking that. I just snuck that in there. I totally snuck that in there, man.
That's cool.
We are here, though, today to promote all the fighters that we're going to be celebrating on Saturday night here at Roosters. Here at Kick and Make Up, obviously we do our high kick, low kick, and we talk about all the good stuff and bad stuff that goes into MMA throughout the week and throughout the year. But this is just our way of saying thank you to all you guys as the fans that come out, enjoy a little bit of food, watch the UFC on Fox 9 card, which is phenomenal. We're going to go over that at the end. And also to celebrate the 5 fighters that we picked for our awards. And I don't know if you want to get into, real quick of who's getting the awards. And
Can we just say that this is going to be Saturday will be a Kick and Make Up takeover? We're taking over, man. We got so many things planned. It's a night where you can come out at 6 p.m. and not leave till 2 a.m.
Right.
It's going to be one of those nights. So, but we have tons of great awards to give out. Submission Artist of the Year, which was Clint Anderson, definitely well deserved. I don't want to say what the things that we're going to say once we get up there, but we'll just give the rundown real quick. 2013 Fighter of the Year, Eric Shelton. Knockout Artist of the Year, Anthony Nachi. New Best Newcomer. Is that exactly what it is? New Fighter? Yeah, Best New Fighter of the Year, Mike Tongvan.
Mark Tongvan, yep.
Mark Tongvan. And our High Kick of the Year award, which is sort of a special honor.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily have to encompass things that are just in the octagon. It's outside the octagon. It's everything. Just living the fighter's life, and that goes to Rob Montoya. So, man, just big shout out to those guys. Big thank you to those guys for being able to come by and accept their awards. It's going to be a huge night. It's awesome that we were able to throw this together and to get the support that we believe that we're going to have. I don't know how many people this place holds, but I got a feeling we're going to fill it up. Yeah. So, really excited about it, though. I can't wait for everything to get going and for us to do it big.
Man.
And let alone it's this man's birthday. Come on,
well, I was not even going to say that, which, like I said, we'll be sneaking that in throughout the night. On top of all that, it's immediately following our awards ceremony about 10 o'clock, Marcus Brems, Militich Fighting Systems fighter and recording artist with Time to Shine Entertainment is going to be here in the house with Dre Solis singing their hit single for tonight. Along with a lot of other songs they've been getting ready to debut here. They don't perform very often, so this is a special treat for everybody. Right. I like the fact that he's a fighter too and does his music thing on the side, just encompasses everything. So they're going to be out tonight. Your boy DJ Caterpillar is going to be on the ones and twos after that.
Spinning on the ones and twos all the way till midnight at least. So man, it's
So if you guys, like I said, when you're watching this, come out Saturday night, Roosters Sports Bar and Grill. Say what's up to us. Say what's up to the fighters. Congratulate them. Watch the phenomenal card. Listen to the music.
Like what people don't understand about this, or I hope they do understand, is that this is free. Like you can come out and just enjoy. You don't have to pay anything. You can just come out and hang out, and we're gonna have fun. You're gonna get live entertainment for free. a crazy DJ for free. Watch the fights for free. I mean, you're gonna have to pay for your drinks, but hey, everybody's used to doing that. But come on, man, it's gonna be a great night, great venue. Just I can't say anything else about it. It's just gonna be a crazy night. So make sure you come out. If you're on the fence and thinking about it, like, you should see us excited and know that it's gonna be good. So,
yes. Dang, man, I could end the show right there.
Right?
Kick and Make Up Show. Right. Just kidding. So that. With all that being said, we're still going to get into our show today, and then once again remind you at the end of the show where you need to be at Saturday night. As you can see, this is the Kick and Make Up Show. www.kickandmakeup.com is where you can find all of our archive shows, the invite to this party, anything we've done with interviews, the interview series, articles I've written for Ola America, and recently got a couple in the Dispatch, which has been nice. Yes. So trying to expand that route. Check that out, www.kickandmakeup.com. Our Twitter handles, @HybridMMA is mine, @KickandMakeup is Jeremy's. Little bit more free to say what we want on that one. If you want to get us on the Facebook group page, all you got to do is type in Kick and Makeup, and you'll see it. Invite yourself in the group. We let you right in. We've got forums, posts, polls from who's going to win the fights, contests that we throw here and there. We really try to keep that Facebook group page going and growing, and it has been. So thank you, everybody who's been keeping that going. That's part of the reason we wanted to do this Saturday too, just because we got a lot of traffic lately, a lot of chatter, man, on that Facebook group page, and I appreciate it, and so does Jeremy, JD. So get there, and I think that's about it. Kick and Makeup at gmail.com too, if you want to email us a message and let us know what you think about the show, who you want to see on, what you want us to talk about. Tell us you don't like what we said one week.
That's cool too. We take the positive and the negative. We love haters.
Right.
We heart haters.
Yes. We get a Mario's Yamasaki thing.
Right.
Slash the Bieber with the pumping. Yes, I threw that in there. Ugh, I don't even know why I just did that. I want to stand up and leave my own show now.
Why not? No.
Okay, no. Okay, all right. I'll stay. How we do this show, 3 segments: high kick, low kick, that's some bull kick, and we're gonna kick it off this week with the episode 15 Kick and Makeup high kick going to Antonio Bigfoot Silva, and Mark Hunt for their 5-round slobber knocker war, rock'em sock'em berserker, every freaking adjective you can think of fight at UFC Fight Night this Saturday night.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where you expect that to be like a lightweight fight, one of the maybe a 155, somewhere in there, but never do you see the big guys going blow for blow like that. And it was one of those. It was one of the fights that we've had so many of them this year. Like, and it's crazy when you go back and start thinking about all the great fights that we've had this year. But
we just got the Diaz Melendez,
right?
Or, excuse me,
Chandler.
Man. I blanked out on the name. Melendez and Sanchez.
There you go.
Whew. Look at that. Just see I freaked out. I'm like, I'm on the show. I can't blank out now. Anyway, got it. Bam. Melendez, Sanchez. We just saw that, but like you said, you expected out of the lightweights. Nobody, honestly, like, this card was just fair at best.
Right.
Those fight night cards, they're okay. I mean, I'll watch them. You watch them. We saw this, Antonio Bigfoot Silva, he lost against Velasquez. He's not really in the running. Mark Hunt's he's fun to watch, but he's lost against Dos Santos. So if you've got some, 4th, 5th ranked, even lower probably, 7th, 8th ranked fighters, even who wins, who loses, you don't really know where they're going to go in the division. So for them, people came into this main event like, okay, we're going to watch, Mark Hunt blast, throw his from the hip haymakers, and Antonio Bigfoot Silva, with his ginormous chin, be able to take the shots. But they both were that was one of the bloodiest, first of all. And and I don't know if you noticed too, but the last round, I didn't like the stoppage, the halt to check the cut. I think I personally think that Hunt could have finished that fight.
Yeah.
Right then, when they stopped, there's blood everywhere. And really, with 1 minute, 2 minutes left, you're gonna stop to attend to the cut when there's gushing blood everywhere.
Yeah.
That was my
that
only
makes sense.
thing I didn't like about the fight.
Yeah, I just think that, especially for those officials, once there's, like I'm sure for the minutes prior to that, he's thinking about it already. So I don't know. And it's like nobody wants to be that person to have to stop it, but no one also wants to be that person that, if he for really, whatever reason, just like bled out in the cage.
That's true,
like,
man.
You don't want to be that official because,
right.
You're going to have problems. So I guess, he just felt that he had to, stop things right there. But I mean, it was such a battle before. I definitely got my money's worth, which was free.
Right.
So, but yeah, I love that. That's why I love the sport, man. Like, and it's those cards that sometimes that you aren't expecting, and just because you're a fight fan, you're gonna watch it. So, and then you get treated to something like that.
Yeah.
So, man, yeah, definitely, big time high kick for those guys.
I will say too that the fight ended in a draw, and nobody was upset about that.
Nope.
Nobody was upset, and that's very, very rare. Do you see a fight end in a draw at a fight like that where nobody's upset at the outcome of the draw? Mm-hmm. Honestly, I mean, these guys, they pretty much put on the fight of their career, and they both stay pretty much the same position going into this fight, in ranking wise. But as far as in the eyes of the fans, they skyrocket.
Right.
Everybody's gonna want to see a part 2 of this.
Right. Right.
So that could be, healing up process might be 5-6 months or something. I'm sure they're pretty much on the back burner for a minute to heal up. But now that definitely got me interested to see around a part 2, a rematch of that fight.
Yeah.
So
who wouldn't want to see that? And like you said with the draw too, it was one of those situations where I was totally shocked that it actually was a draw, because you don't. It was fitting, and I thought about it, and I'm like, man, I don't know who won, but it was totally fitting. But you never see that. You always see, someone's gonna get the win. Right. But just for that to end in a draw, it was like the perfect ending to a great fight. Yeah. So
great way to end. I mean, there's a couple more cards obviously on the end this year, but man, great way to start off the end of December. Start off the end of kick off the end
of the year. Start the end of the year. Begin the end of the year. I like that.
Great way to begin the end of the year with that card. Okay. So high kick to Bigfoot Silva, Mark Hunt. Excited to see you guys fight again. We're talking to them now. Excited to see you guys fight again. Thanks for watching the show.
Right, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching the show.
Healing up.
You can't be training right now, so obviously you're at home watching Kick and Make Up. Excited to see them again. High kick. Congratulations, man. This low kick. Oh my God, I've been waiting to get this low kick for waiting to get this low kick for months, and we might disagree. I don't care. The low kick goes to Ronda Rousey this week, and this is we didn't do the show for about 2 weeks, so this is from end of November at the Tough finale. Her behavior at the Tough finale after but her team lost both fights. So Team Tate won, the women's and the men's division for the contract. Honestly, Tate pretty much dominated the season. Team Tate. We saw a different side of Ronda Rousey that nobody's seen before. I already knew before that I wasn't really a huge fan. I'm a fan of her work, not of her really. But then to see her take the mic and just her way of being, and I don't even mind a cocky fighter at all, male or female. I like a cocky fighter. I don't like an asshole.
Right.
Or the B word.
Right.
I feel like if I say the B word, I don't want to call it the B word, actually. But I will say she was being a B word.
Yeah, she was.
And I don't like that. And that's your only, you've got one. I think you talked about this before. I know I've talked to a few other people that were like, what did you think about her, being so dismissive, to John Anik and everybody, and to Misha, and yawning and turning away, when Misha would talk, she would turn her face away. And then just blatantly saying, I don't want to be out here. I'd rather be in the back talking to my team, which is fine, but you're the champion. It was your team. You're obviously going to have one interview after the fights.
Right.
nothing for that, man.
I took it as one of those super ego sort of things, and instead of being embarrassed, which I'm sure she was, because this is your work sort of on the line, and you didn't get a split. You lost both of the fights. You got kind of stomped on the entire season. I think she was embarrassed, and when certain people get embarrassed, they flip the script and they go that route, and they go the over the top, like, I don't really care. It's it doesn't really mean a lot to me, or that they're I'm gonna make up for this sort of thing. And I kind of think that was the route that she was taking. I don't agree with it. That wouldn't be my route. I much more prefer someone to be humble in defeat. And
took
not
the therapeutic route.
There you go. And not be an ass, like but if Ronda was nice or more pleasant, she would just be Misha. and people don't want to see that. And I think I hope that, because Misha has an edge too.
Oh yeah,
Misha does.
Oh, she's passive aggressive.
Seen, right?
She's
big
aggressive,
time.
man.
Big time.
I feel like we're at work now,
right?
Just using all these therapeutic. But you're right, though. She definitely did things to get and left that little count thing for with the eyebrow, posted pictures up. So she did hers little backdoor route. I guess Ronda is right in your face. Will say will literally flick you off moments. Right in your face. So I just, for me, like, the UFC, she was the women's, not anymore, but this time last year, she was the face of women's MMA. Mm-hmm. She was a representative for women's MMA, and that was a hard sell. Mm-hmm. And they picked her, Dana White, and Dana White's obviously outspoken too, so I'm sure he has no problem with anybody outspoken. Oh, yeah. But if you're the face of it, and you're trying to suck in new fans, and honestly, like, younger girls, females to bring in, I don't think. You gotta filter yourself a little bit. I know it's fighting and stuff like that, and that's the way of it. And a lot of these fighters don't care. That's that's why they're fighters, because that's how they are. Right. Their career choice is fighting. Right. But still, man, the other half of it is the marketing and entertainment and interviews and that, and you gotta polish that side and a little bit. And a great example of somebody that I think is doing a great job of that now is Robbie Lawler. He was almost like Ronda early on, like, I fight, I don't care, this is how I am. And I even said to a couple of interviews, like, they were real direct, short, and I'm like, oh man, I don't have a lot of content. Now you listen to him talk, he grew up a little bit, he's around a little longer, he's well spoken, he's playing the game, basically. Right. And I don't think she's playing the game. It looked terrible on that Saturday night. I guess they're selling their fight too. Oh,
that's exactly where I was going. Like, you
just want to hate her. She just wants us to hate her.
Yes. And I think that just like I'm an old school wrestling fan, old school. And you got me too. You got faces and you got heels. And Ronda is definitely a heel, and she's playing that persona to the fullest. I think that is her natural personality. Is to be a B-word. That is 100% her personality. That's her. But in order to sell the fight, in order to sell herself as being this person, she's going to turn that up 10 notches. And just by her getting a low kick, hi Ronda, I know you're watching.
Hello. I bought your ESPN Bodies episode,
of course,
issue, all that stuff. I'm a huge fan of your work.
Of course.
Let me just throw that.
And your body.
He said that. I didn't say that.
But I think that she has to sell that, because it's her, and that's the route that she's going. I think that if in her inner circle, and when the cameras aren't on, I don't think she's always like that. Yeah. But she does have that edge to her persona, her personality. And I think that once those cameras come on, she's going to turn it up. And everybody talked about it. Everybody talked about how that was an issue, how that was a problem, how she shouldn't act like that. And then I'm also going to, I don't want to preach, but there's a definite, and I hold this, I have this too. There's a double standard, because if a guy were to do that, he'd be an ass, but I don't think I would sort of despise him as much as I despise her.
Chael Sonnen.
See, okay, that's the perfect dichotomy because I love Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, I know.
I love him.
And when you said wrestling, I don't ever want to bring in pro wrestling and MMA in the same conversation. I want there to be a ginormous
gap.
Not even a gap. I want there to be called a moat in the middle with alligators going across to where it's so separated that I love pro wrestling too, but I don't want that to leak over.
Right.
And so whenever you got that shtick or whatever it's called, I hate it. And that Chael Sonnen's a perfect example of that too. He plays into that. He's probably kind of an ass on the side, but not as much.
Yep.
And the cameras turn on. So they do the same thing, and they've been compared to. I looked at it too, and I was thinking, and maybe it's because like when I did it for the short amount of time, I had to earn every little bit, and I just went in there and fought.
Right.
Because I wasn't confident enough to talk all that talk, because I didn't really know, honestly, felt like I trained hard enough, but I didn't know to start blabbing out like I'm gonna win. I've got so many attributes that I can't even keep track of how good I am. Like she said that at one point. I'm like, I've got so many advantages. I don't even know which one's gonna work that night. Like I probably would be, I guess, a little bit like that if I was that good. So maybe that's part of it too. But I don't know. Job well done, I guess, to her for selling. I so want to watch this fight.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see it. She made Misha's, stock go up too, just by her doing that. Yep. So if it's a ploy by the UFC, again, well done. Yep. Bravo to you guys.
You just have to hope. And the one thing that I'm always scared when I watch Ronda fight is that it's gonna be quick and it's gonna be over and it's gonna be first round.
First round armbar, man. Like
Jesus,
every single fight.
I don't want to see that. Like I want to see her pushed. Yeah. And I hope that Misha can do it. Like I want to see her push. Yeah. I want to see her, taken to the limit. Like we don't even know what Ronda's cardio is.
No.
Like we have no idea. And she looks like she's in great shape. I'm guessing she's in phenomenal shape. But we don't know. We've never seen it. We've never seen her push to the limit. Like, even though the greatest fighters at a certain point in their career, we start to see them get pushed. And, we saw it with Anderson Silva this year. We saw it with John Jones this year. And if this year continues the way it is, we should, and hopefully we will get to see Ronda get pushed to that limit. And this is the year of the newcomer. This is the year of the new fighter. And, maybe it's Misha's turn now. I really, 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 really hope that we get to see that.
I was in the house at Strikeforce when Misha went, I believe, 5 rounds, 3 or 5 rounds to take the belt. When she won versus Kunin, I believe she stole the belt for the bantamweight that night, and so I've seen her go and grind out. She's a grinder. She ground out, and I hope that she lives by what she said that night too. I will do fine in this fight as long as I stay as much emotionally detached as possible.
Wow.
If I go in there and just fight, she said that. She said last time I got too emotional, so if I can to stay completely detached. Yeah, detached. That didn't even sound right. Come on. Detached from this fight emotionally, she'll do fine. I hope so. I would love to see the co-main event go all 5 rounds. Oh, just those two banging it out for 25 minutes.
Yeah,
that would be a hateful 25 minutes. That will be gross towards the end. I mean, gross in a good way, but just like where you're watching, like, these guys are going at it. So. Low kick goes to Ronda, but I couldn't be more excited for this fight.
Oh man, it's. I wanna say that I'm more excited about this than Silva Weidman too.
Yeah, I'm definitely more excited for this. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, but it just goes to show. I mean, you have to give tons of credit to the people at UFC and Dana White specifically for doing something that he didn't want to do, especially with the women's division, and that to have the complete 180 enough to now feature them in the Ultimate Fighter. They're going to get a season all by themselves of the Ultimate Fighter at some point.
Yes, they are. Next season.
It's
2
coming.
seasons. Season 20, I believe, is all female season.
It's coming.
Yep.
And then also you had did you read about the strawweight people from Invicta? They've signed
115 pounders.
Yeah, tons of
11.
I think it was 11. Yeah, 11 fighters from Invicta. So yeah, they're looking to push it, and it's great to see, especially to have the change of heart that he had, and to be so against it initially, and to change, and and to do this. You have to give credit to both Ronda and Misha, whether you like them, whether you hate them. Right. But it's going to be an incredible fight. I just hope that we can just give me 3 rounds. That's all I'm asking for. If you give me 3, I'll be satisfied regardless of the outcome.
I'll settle for 2 full ones. I just don't want, like you said, 1 round.
Right.
So we shall see. Coming up December 28th, we'll obviously talk more about this card.
I can't wait to really break down that fight, because there's some real good talking points on that.
We're gonna break down that fight pretty well. So that is Low Kick. Now, speaking of Dana White, Dana White. Mr. White gets the BullKick of the week. Man, it's because of his recent decision to reopen the box of Anderson Silva fighting Roy Jones Jr. again. I thought this was done. I don't want to see this. He said that if Silva retains, well, this is weird though. He said that if Silva retains his belt on the 28th, that he is going to look into having Roy Jones come into the UFC. So it'll be an MMA fight. Come into the UFC and fight Anderson Silva. I would think that if he lost, that he would come in and do that fight. Not if you win, because if you win, then why would you put your champion up again? I mean, risk that.
In a gimmick fight.
And what worries me about this is that he's even talking about this right now with honestly, for me, with GSP's controversial win, obvious controversial win. Now we're starting to talk about super fights. Is this the year 2014? And with so much MMA going to be on in 2014, is this the year that it starts to go downhill? Because we're doing the super fights. You're doing obviously like fights that shouldn't have been won to your champion. Is this like the corrupt year of MMA? God, I hope not, because there's so many good fighters coming up. But I just thought, like, why, with everything going on right now, with so many other good fights that can be made, why are you focusing, other than money, which is what you're probably going to say, money, why are you focusing on bringing in Roy Jones Jr.? It's not, nobody wants to see that. I mean, everybody will watch it, like a train wreck, a car accident where you drive by slow, but nobody really wants to watch that fight.
And you just know that, okay, like you said, unless you set this up as like a trilogy right off top, and you have the first fight is going to be in the octagon, the second one's going to be in the ring, and then the third one is going to be like suspended from the top of the
moon.
UFC Moon Show. There you go. Okay, that's the only way that you're going to make this work. Because
if there's ever a UFC Moon Show, we need money from it, because we called it that they're going to put a show on the moon. Anyway,
UFC Moon 1. I'm ready for it.
That's awesome.
We're going. I don't know if they make spacesuits for me though, but I don't understand. Like you said, first of all, if he wins, why would you immediately throw the champion into a gimmick fight when there are other people who can take him on?
Second, it's a risky gimmick fight too, because standing up, he's not winning that.
No,
I'm sorry. Other than kicks, he is not winning a straight hands war with Roy Jones Jr.
And then too, unless we know that Roy has been practicing, training MMA the entire time that he has stopped his boxing career, it's not gonna go well for him.
No.
Like, it makes absolutely no sense.
Nope.
And the UFC is as boastful and as proud of the UFC as Dana White is. He should know that we don't really want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing something that's for the benefit of the sport if you turn it into a spectacle like one of those things, because it's not even a fight. Like, it's one of those things. It's not one of those. It's not something that you're gonna get hyped up about if you're a purist. You're gonna watch it just because everybody else is gonna watch it, and that's probably what the selling point is. Yeah. But as a fighter, true boxing fans don't want to see it because you're gonna tarnish Roy's career. True MMA fighters don't want to see it because it makes Anderson Silva look like a clown for even being involved in this. This dude is the greatest fighter of all time, and you're gonna put him in there with somebody who doesn't have the skills to be good at MMA. He hasn't been practicing. He hasn't been training. It's not like training for boxing. You have to do so many different things, and it's not gonna go well.
No.
Either way. I mean, if you just had to make me guess what was gonna happen, minute and a half left in the first round, Anderson takes him down, and it's over from there, and he submits him. Like
that's what I think too.
What else is there to do? Like you
gonna tie him up. He's gonna fucking sweep his leg, take him down, and Roy is not getting up.
No, it's over.
At that point, as soon as it hits the mat, it's over.
Yep. You have to train for years to be good, and you want to put somebody who is a great fighter.
Yeah,
is a great fighter. Not taking anything away from him. But you want to take somebody who's a great fighter and just throw them in there against the best?
Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning is, and I know Dana White a long time ago was against the IFL when they did the super fights. He always said we're not doing spectacle fights. They did end up doing the Randy Couture versus man, I'm just blanking on names today.
I see him.
The boxer. Wow, man. Whatever. Blanking on that name.
Tony?
Not James Tony. Was it James Tony?
He did one too.
Wow, man. Sorry, fans. Just blanking today. I just keep picturing this place full on Saturday. If you want to be honest, I just keep thinking, like, can it be Saturday? So excited. But anyway, I think Randy Couture, James Tony.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was the fight when Couture took him down. That was a boxer MMA fight. James Tony just doesn't sound like the right name, but we're going to go with that.
We'll roll with it.
Anyway, and so he did that fight, and they got bad reviews, and I don't know what the reasoning is. I saw that and was just like, God, with everything going on, why bring this back up again? Mm-hmm. Apparently, looking into it, it'll make money. UFC likes to make money. They have a lot right now. I don't know what so many other people that Anderson Silva could fight. And maybe we'll talk about that in one segment, like who of the up and comers could be fighting for that title. Right. And there's got to be a few more than Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah. And
he's not fighting for the title, but I mean.
And Dana is quoted as saying that if a MMA fighter fights a boxer, the MMA fighter will win 10 times out of 10 times. I think that's the exact quote. And if you know that and you believe that, why are you trying to sell us this?
Right.
Like, and this isn't the first time you mentioned it. You're obviously trying to, throw feelers out there to see what people say. I don't like it. I don't want to see it.
I'm done with that. I'm getting the notes ready, pulled up for our last segment because I'm just done too. That's the low kick. That's the bull kick. That is some bull kick. Horrible decision. So hopefully we don't talk about that again anymore.
You know what? I will say that real quick. If they did something like that, if you centered it around sort of like Roy training, like if you did like almost like if you took a Ultimate Fighter sort of thing, or you had just a specific one-time only pay-per-view event where you had all boxers versus all MMA fighters.
Yeah.
Like I might be able to rally around that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then if you sort of work things that angle.
I can see,
but just to throw that in a regular, like if that was just on this card coming up Saturday, makes no sense.
Right.
None. Like I don't want to see that. But if you
that's a good idea.
Sort of gimmick it around something like that, okay, Dana, you owe me.
That's a good idea.
If you run with that, you owe me.
And the moon.
Moon Show. Yes.
Right.
Kick and Make Up / UFC Moon 1.
That's that next year's year-end party on the moon.
Yep.
You got to get a big sponsor for that. All right.
NASA.
I just feel like these are like when you say that, I'm like, this is a possibility.
Yes.
It's like that just shows where our head's at. Like maybe we could get NASA to go to the moon. Yep. See,
why not?
Trying to get this show big, as you guys see.
Neil Armstrong, if you weren't dead, come holler at me.
Okay, going. He's gonna haunt you now. He will holler at you. It's gonna scare the shit out of you tonight. So, closing out tonight, like we said, Saturday night here at Roosters Bar And Grill, Kick and Make Up year-end awards show / UFC on Fox 9 viewing party. Here's what the card is. It's Joseph Benavidez versus Demetrius Johnson, current champion. Great fight. Current flyweight champion. This is the second time they're gonna fight. Obviously, Demetrius Johnson got the nod the first time. Benavidez hasn't lost. That was his last loss. Mm-hmm. He's fought 3 times since. So he gets the chance again to fight. That's the main event of the night. I'm a big fan of Team Alpha Male and Joseph Benavidez since Dwayne Ludwig, who you got a chance to talk to, has come in. I believe they're undefeated under Dwayne Ludwig. So we're going to see a lot more stand-up, a lot more combinations like we have in Joseph Benavidez. And Team Alpha Male has been finishing their opponents in devastating fashion. Demetrius Johnson's one of those guys that's not going to get tired. He also, we've seen him fight a couple times now.
And he's cool with grinding. He's cool with standing up.
All of it, man. I mean, like I said, I wasn't a huge Johnson fan early on. I don't even know why I wasn't. I wasn't. And lately, I've just sat back and watched his fights and been like, you're a really good fighter. There's no reason why people shouldn't be a fan of yours. He has no flaws, and he looks like a knife. Really separates his life, and so that's a great main event to have. I kind of went from the top to the bottom, I guess now, because the prelims are. I'm actually more excited for some of the prelim fights than I am for the main card. I am excited for the co-main event though. Uriah Faber, Michael McDonald. Oh my God! If nobody's seen Michael McDonald fight, please watch this co-main event. This is going to be potentially fight of the night off the main card. McDonald just making a tear lately up the division. Uriah Faber has been one of those fighters that has been so close to the title, but just cannot get that title.
Can't put it together at the very end. And this is another one of those scenarios. If you think about it, he probably should win, but
I don't know, man. Honestly, because when Uriah Faber is pressured, he does worse almost. Like when you bring the fight to him, he loses a little bit of steam. When he's in charge and he can dictate the pace, he comes at you. He does what he wants to do. But McDonald's not afraid to just bite his mouth guard and go and throw, and he puts people out cold. And he even said that too. When I touch you, you go down. I love hearing that. Like he's so confident in his work. He took out Miguel Torres. He took out, I forgot who his last fight. Just man. And and I love Uriah Faber, man. He's a great.
I was gonna say
I've been a fan of Uriah Faber for years.
Right. And that's the interview I want. We got to interview him, and like just to see his demeanor. He always seems super cool. Just real laid back. I had a chance to interview him for Ola America. Oh, that's awesome.
And do a one-on-one interview. Probably one of my favorite interviews. Super laid back. I think even in the point of the interview, I put my feet up. Like at home, like just shooting the shit. Like I don't know, man. I felt like he was on a beach in his backyard, surfing maybe while doing the interview. It was such a laid back, cool interview. So I don't even know who I want to win this fight. I'm good with either one.
It'll be a good fight.
So, and I think a lot of people, it's a coin toss for a lot of people. What's not a coin toss is Chad Mendes versus Nick Lentz for me. I think Chad Mendes goes through. We just saw him. Who'd he put out this summer? He put out Clay Guida. First person to put out Clay Guida. Chad Mendes, I've been a fan too. Just
extremely
brick
aggressive
house, man. And now with the help from Dwayne Ludwig, and people have been saying this is somebody called this the Team Alpha Male Invitational because Danny Castillo's on the card too, and I mean it's in Sacramento and too. So obviously they're gonna have a lot of guys, but for me, them all having fights, training together like that too is gonna bring the best out of everybody too. And I think Chad Mendes is gonna flourish from that.
And he's heavy-handed to begin with. And that fight against Guida, that was one of the things that sitting there cage side, you could hear the shots, and it was just like and it was one of those ones that it was only a matter of time. And I think this is going to be one of those too, that it's only a matter of time before he catches up and he's able to put you out.
Yep, I agree, man. I will say that I don't know if we'll be able to hear it on the card, but Nick Lentz's walkout music is one of my favorite. It's Nick the Carney Lentz, and it's like some carnival circus type of music, and then it's like metal. So I've always thought I love that walkout music. I don't know, just throw that in
I
there.
like that.
Joe Lozon and Matt Danzig are also on the main card. I'm a huge Joe Lozon fan. If he gets to the ground, he's got it. Matt Danzig's one of those kind of under the radar fighters. I'm not surprised he's on this main card. We haven't heard a lot from him lately. But lightweight division, those guys. I feel like Joe Lozon's been one of those guys in the lightweight division too that's always right there, but just can't break into the top 5.
Right.
But a couple of his fights, he just comes out, puts hands on, and like I said, if it goes to the ground, that he'll take it real quick. Not on the main card, in the prelims, Court McGee and Ryan LaFleur. Court McGee, Ultimate Fighter champion. So that I got Court McGee. I don't really know a lot about Ryan LaFleur, so I don't want to just say I'm picking Court McGee because I don't know the other guy, but I kind of am.
Okay.
So another fight that I'm really excited about: Danny Castillo versus Edson Barbosa. This one is going to be one of those. Neither of these guys are afraid to fight. Edson Barbosa had a lot of good fights in 2013.
Who did he fight?
Did he get the spinning back heel kick? Was that him, or he was on the receiving end of it, or was he the one that threw it?
I don't know.
I feel like he was the one that threw the spinning back kick and got knockout of the year last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he did because he kicked it and it was Terry Edom. So Edwin Barbosa. Yeah, I just pictured it in my face. So Edson Barbosa got the knockout of the year last year.
Right.
And for me, like, Danny Castillo is one of those grinders too. So this is maybe your classic striker versus wrestler grappler fight. But Castillo with Team Alpha Male and having Dwayne Ludwig, this could be a pretty good stand-up war too. So very excited about that. Extremely excited to see Bobby Green and Pat Healy.
Yes.
We met Bobby Green, me and Mike Goodwin, Anderson Brothers. He was at an after party, one of the Strike Forces a couple years ago. Awesome guy, had a great fight that night. Came off a kind of controversial win against, who did he do that to with the 3 low blows?
Yeah.
And then they gave him the win. I forgot who Bobby Green just fought, but he had 3 low blows, and then the last one they deemed that it wasn't a low blow, that it was a knockout. Like, real controversial. He even said he was gracious in the win and said they'll do it again. He's not that type of fighter, and he isn't. Pat Healy is a grinder, and I'm favoring Bobby Green on this one. I don't want this to be a grinder fight, because it doesn't say anything for Bobby Green. He's such a dynamic fighter on the ground, or on his feet. But that would be a waste of a fight if it was on the mat the whole time. Yeah. That's how Pat Healy fights, but
I was gonna say that's Healy's style though. So who's gonna impose their will? You know, and it's a lot of times these fights, they always come down to that. You know, which pace are you gonna fight at? Which style are you gonna fight at? And the person who can get their opponent to fight at the style that they feel more comfortable with, probably gonna get the win.
I agree. Scott Jorgensen, Zach Makowski. I don't feel bad about not knowing Zach Makowski because he doesn't even have a picture in this. I'll show. I mean, it's you guys know when it's just the silhouette of the fighter. That's what we got here. I'm a huge Scott Jorgensen fan, though.
Watch him win.
Yeah, that's fun. Hey, I mean,
watch him win.
There's so much fights and fighters out there that we can't possibly know everybody.
Right.
I try. We try our hardest. But I'm a big Scott Jorgensen fan. He was up there too, contender for a while. So he's always dynamic. He just, I believe he just got knocked out too his last fight. Eddie Weiland. I can't remember who he just fought, but I feel like he got knocked out. So trying to come back on a tear. Sam Stout, Cody McKenzie. Awesome fight. Sam Stout, we remember from being in the wars with Spencer Fisher. Cody McKenzie was the guy that was the guillotine, Jesus-looking guy on The Ultimate Fighter. Got a chance to meet him actually that same night that we met Bobby Green. Awesome guy. That should be a pretty entertaining fight. The fight that I'm the most excited about, which I think is probably the first fight of the prelims on Fox Sports 1, Abel Trujillo versus Roger Bowling. I've been talking about Abel Trujillo all year long. He started off the year with a bang, just bloody, vicious knees to end that fight, his debut fight. And then he kind of gassed out the second one. Roger Bowling is one of those guys that's from Strikeforce 2 that is at lightweight. These guys are going to look like action figures in there, first of all, lightweight. Roger Bowling is one of those that when he throws, it sounds so loud. I don't know why, him specifically, when he throws a punch and lands, it's a crack every time. So potentially these guys, and Abel Trujillo is the same way too. If this fight stays standing, And they're both wrestlers too, so it could be one of those up against the cage, dirty wrestling fights. But I hope they just go and throw. And this is like one of those uncomfortable watching fights that you're just like, ugh. So I'm talking this fight up. I hope this is like the sneaky fight of the night,
right?
Or one of those that people just are like, wow, afterwards. And then I think the Facebook fight is Darren Oyenayama versus Alpatekin Ozalik. Jeez, maybe that's what I put.
That's all you need to say about that.
I tried, man. Man,
that's all you need to say.
My grandma's part Japanese too, or full Japanese, so I understand. You know, people would hack her name up too every now and then. But man, that was hard.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, that's the Facebook fight. Maybe because I don't know. I'm just gonna leave.
Guy versus guy.
This guy versus that buddy. Hey, buddy versus
Red
guy.
corner versus blue corner.
Right.
We'll just go with that.
Not a big. I don't know who these guys are really. So, I don't know. I was just gonna say that I'm not sure.
Not a big fan of the guys who come out the blue corner.
I don't. We'll learn more about them next time.
Or maybe we won't.
I don't know. Maybe that'll be fight of the night, sneaky fight of the night. Anyway, so that's it. That's UFC on Fox 9. I mean, that's like top to bottom.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's a huge card.
Like,
huge, great
and
card.
so get out here on Saturday night, Kick and Make Up year-end awards show / UFC Fox 9 viewing party / my birthday / Time to Shine Entertainment featuring Marcus Brems and Dre Solis
slash DJ Caterpillar
yes.
/ I have a designated driver, just / everything. Just come out.
/ everything. I like that. / everything you're doing and come out here
right.
to the / party.
I'm not even gonna say it because.
Is there another meaning for / I know it's not like a scream party. Like I'm just stopping now.
Okay.
Like I'm just gonna stop.
I'm a big proponent of, or I'm not a fan of putting certain things into the atmosphere. So there's a lot of things that I want to say right now that I won't say because if they happen, it'll be bad.
Yes. Everybody, bring your best behavior to the Kick and Make Up.
Oh my God! Please,
party.
Don't come in and be an ass. Like
we want to celebrate all the winners that we said before: Anthony Nachi, Clint Anderson, Rod Montoya, Mark Tongvan, Eric Showtime Shelton. This night that we're doing is for these guys, for all of you, for the fans, for our friends and family. Special thank you again to Laura here at Roosters Bar And Grill. We've had the show here a couple times.
Yes.
She's letting us take over that night, basically, and we just want this to be the first of many Kick and Make Up year-end shows. So, man, get out here.
And like we were saying, we want to do another one in the summer. So like I don't think we can do another one in the summer if like things go horribly bad on Saturday.
Right.
So don't make it go bad.
That's it.
Please.
And then the pause is just looking at you guys.
Yes.
I had a smirk. I couldn't even. I'm so excited and happy. I couldn't even give like the fake like. All right. That about does it, man. That was an awesome show. Dude.
It was, man.
Exciting.
Fun.
Kick and Make Up. www.kickandmakeup.com. Check out the archives. Everything that we've done at Twitter. at Kick and Make Up is Jeremy JD's Twitter. At Hybrid MMA is my Twitter account. Kick and Make Up at Gmail.
Yes.
I think that's everything. Facebook group page.
Google Kick and Make Up, and you'll see us on there.
That's it, man. That does it for the show. Remember, don't solve it in the streets. Take it to the cage and kick and make up.